All right, welcome everybody. I'm going to start off today talking a little bit about some of the economic numbers. We actually didn't talk about the wholesale prices yesterday, shooting up near record 11.3%. Yeah, it's funny. I got this note on one of my pages, local restaurant actually posting in their window what they're paying for oil a year ago, 6 months ago, today. Box of chicken a year ago, 6 months ago, today, and you're seeing more and more of this. And again, they're basically saying, hey, listen, if our prices are going up, it's not because we're trying to gouge you. Not because we're trying to gouge you. It's because, hey, this is the reality of the situation. I don't know, maybe somebody should send that to Elizabeth Warren, and maybe she'll figure out kind of how the world works. Some actually decent economic news today on the retail front. Retail sales up 1% in June. They were down in May. Everything, including furniture, groceries, gas, actually more in restaurants as well. Now, some of this is, they're spending more because you have no choice, because the prices have come up. But it's a sign that, again, the consumer is still doing pretty well here in this country. And I'm actually having a conversation about this. I think people are, especially after COVID and what's going on, I think it's that I don't care, I'm going to enjoy my life type of a situation. And I get it. Trust me. China's economy records 0.4% growth. That is the weakest since the Wuhan lockdown. They got more problems going on over in China as well. And again, it's unfortunate that we really don't cover a lot of international news here in this country, because you can learn a lot. You can learn a lot by just watching and seeing what other countries do, things that happen. For example, maybe you got a picture or two what's going on in Sri Lanka, and the people took over the presidential palace, and they're all hanging out in the pool and watching TV in the president's bedroom. The president had to leave the country. I don't know where he is right now, but he escaped. And the funny thing is why it happened. The idiot president, well, one of the main reasons why it happened, decided to go all in green. Think I'm kidding? No. Decided to go all in green. Forced all of the farmers in that entire country to go organic. No fertilizers, pesticides, anything like that. They couldn't use it in the entire country. What do you think happened to their crop yields? Went in the tank. They went into the tank, and the people rose up. But anyway, China, another story is going on. People are actually pushing back. This is why it's going to be real curious to see what happens in the fall with Xi Jinping. We talked about all the problems they have with the overinflated real estate and the collapse of real estate in China. And I try to explain how much bigger that is than what happened here during the Great Recession. Well, many Chinese citizens, they're banding together and they're just saying, screw it, we're not paying our mortgage. We're not going to pay our mortgage. You haven't delivered our house. It's been backlogged. You've been telling us this. I'm not paying a mortgage on this. And all of these people are not paying. And again, the government's scrambling here. They don't know what to do. But anyway, this is funny. It's funny. Janet Yellen, where is she? Where is she? Some stupid group of 20 finance ministers. Oh, the blind leading the blind. She says, in essence, I'll paraphrase, they got top men working on inflation right now. Inflation is unacceptably high. You don't say, Janet. You don't say. But correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't it you that said it was transitory? Wasn't it you that said that we need to pass this monstrosity $4-5 trillion build back better piece of garbage? Again, Janet. And I'd be like, Janet, what do you think would happen if you passed that build back better? Where do you think inflation would be today? Now, nobody's got the cojones to ask her that question, quite frankly, but I would. You do understand, we don't have the best and brightest in charge, okay, by any stretch of the imagination. Hey, they let them clean up nice and present themselves as being all worldly and smart and Ivy League educated. Yeah, that and a subway token will get you a ride on the subway. Anyway, yeah, we got all of our tools at work. Ever hear this again? All these people in the administration, we're using all the tools necessary to bring down inflation. Bullshit. No, you're not. If you were using all your tools, you'd be good. Hey, have at it. Let's build more refineries. Let's open up that field in Alaska that you shut down. We go to a myriad of different things in energy. Put the Keystone Pipeline. Let's go. Let's get rid of tariffs. Let's get rid of the Jones Act. Let's get rid of regulations. Those are things that you could do right here, right now. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. But they keep coming out. And it was funny. This was actually on CNN. Jake Tapper was interviewing another Ivy League educated economic advisor, Cecilia Rouse. Ah, yes. I think she's Princeton Tigers. Asking why members of President Joe Biden's administration kept touting all the tools they could use to tackle inflation if they weren't going to actually use them. Where it is. What did he say? Oh, Tapper. I feel like every month one of you nice people from the White House comes on the show to talk about inflation, and you talk about these tools in the president's toolkit, and you don't use them. Again, this is the usual response. There's no question inflation is number one economic challenge we're facing in this country right now. That's why combating inflation is the president's number one priority. Again, Tapper keeps going after, but you get nothing out of these people. But again, a little blowback on CNN. Maybe they're just trying to, maybe some of the left of center networks are going to, trying to kick the Biden administration in the ass a little bit, thinking that things might not turn out too well this fall. I don't know. I get these questions in regards to midterms and politics and elections all the time. Listen, I don't put any stock in the polls that we're seeing right now. It's July, believe it or not. November's a lot of time. I don't know what type of kitchen sink stuff they're going to throw. Joe Manchin's not going to support the latest Chuck Schumer scaled back, build back better. He said no. No, it's not going to happen. Not going to do it. So I don't see they're going to have to scale it back even more. And I think the only thing that they want to have covered in it is, I don't know, the Affordable Care Act extension, if I'm not mistaken. All the climate change stuff, all that crap yanked out of it. The other thing that they're, right now that's being held up is that chip semiconductor bill that's in front of, I guess, passed the Senate, hasn't passed the House yet, and I think that's going to be scaled down as well. Because again, you know what these politicians do? They stuff it with crap. They stuff it with all sorts of crap, all sorts of piggy, pork. Deutsche Bank. I'm not making this up. Okay, he was talking about winning. People get upset. Putin's winning. He's winning. Tell me he's not winning. He's winning. Okay, this is kind of, wait to hear this. Russia is earning more money right now. Higher revenues in June. Russian export revenues rose by $700 million to the $20 billion mark, despite the fact that their oil exports fell by 250,000 barrels a day. So he's exporting less oil and he's making more money. Who's winning here? Huh? Who's winning? Oh, I know Biden and the administration tried to get OPEC to kick Russia out. They're not going to do that. Not going to do that. China's going to continue to buy their oil. India's going to continue to buy their stuff. The Middle East, we mentioned, is buying refined products at this point in time. And I get this note from Deutsche Bank that they're now modeling. They're now modeling at Deutsche Bank the fact that people are going to be using wood this winter to keep warm. Now, Germany is a heavily regulated nation. I wonder, I wonder what type of permits you're going to have to get to go out there and cut trees down. I have to do that here in my town. Actually, I can't touch a tree on my own property unless getting a permit to pull the thing down. But anyway, they're actually modeling right now the fact that Germans might have to cut down trees and use old school fireplaces and whatnot to heat their homes. I've got a fireplace in my house and I like it. Who doesn't like making a nice fire in the wintertime? You get all cozied up to it. But let's be honest, they're not the most efficient things in the world, at least the way mine's set up. Yeah, it'll put heat in the general vicinity, but the whole house not designed to do that. Actually, when we were a kid, we had an insert that it closed the fireplace. It didn't make it obviously as attractive, but it made it efficient because it had a blower. But anyway, neither here nor there. Jamie Dimon going after the stress tests, the federal stress tests, and basically saying he's right. It's a terrible way to run the financial system. It's completely arbitrary, but this is what happens. This is what happens after every single crisis situation that's out there. All the king's horses and all the king's men and all the people grabbing their torches and pitchforks, they got to come up with some sort of legislation. And what did we get? We got Dodd-Frank, which is garbage. What did we get? What did we get in the Bush administration after the dot-com collapse? What did we get? Sarbanes-Oxley. You name it. Every single time you get thousands and thousands of pages of rules and regulations that are put together by people that don't have a clue. And again, you might maybe wanted to look, I'm going to be honest, you can look to maybe JP Morgan and how they handled themselves during the whole financial crisis. They didn't have any problems. They were fine. Anyway, interesting story about the layoffs that are starting to occur right now in the tech sector. 143 U.S. tech companies have laid off around 24,000 employees this year, and they're just getting started. They're just getting started. For many tech companies, it's just a matter of survival. For other tech companies, it's coming to the realization that, gee whiz, we have to at least try to be profitable at some point in time. For other tech companies, they want to make their numbers. And again, these are a lot of woke tech companies. Let's be honest. They're the first ones out there. You're laying people off so you can make more money and profits. Listen, if you're useless, you're going to have to go. I'm sorry. Work harder. Do a better job. That's just the reality, people. If you're not going to put the time in, people out there, let's just say we're heading into a recession. Okay. Say we're heading into a recession. This is to all of my younger listeners out there. You know what? Stand out. You don't want to get fired? Stand out. Make yourself the type of employee that they can't fire. You're just too good. You work too hard. Just a suggestion. That's all. It's the same thing I tell the kids that I coached. This is back, when they get older, especially when they get older, they get into high school and they're playing at various different showcase tournaments and whatnot in front of college coaches that, again, recruiting time is on, scholarship, whatever it may be. You never know who's watching at what time. A coach could get a glimpse at you for 10, 15 seconds per, see you do something, see you bust your butt. And you know what? They'll write your name down. They will. You know who said that too? I remember this. This is actually Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter was they were at Yankee spring training, and this is when he was a rookie. I think he was still in the minor leagues, but they have the camps that are together, and he's working out. He's working out with doing some drills with Don Mattingly. Don Mattingly was one of my favorite Yankees of all time, and they were out there. They finished the drill, and they were way out in the middle. They had to come back in, and Jeter asked, you think we should run? And Don Mattingly said, always run. You never know who's watching. Just a little tip there. That's all I'm saying. Yes. Joe Biden said he's willing to go to war with Iran. That's just what we need. He said he'd be willing to go to war with Iran to prevent the country from obtaining a nuclear weapon. Now, again, I'd rather not, I think we'd all rather not have Iran with a nuclear weapon. I get that, especially as, hostile to Israel, one of our allies in the region. But I understand it. I'm going to ruffle some feathers. I mean, you take a look at the world today. Who's right next to Iran? Russia. Russia just invaded Ukraine. Ukraine wasn't a member of NATO. I had no shot. It's again, that story yesterday. Ukraine is outgunned. Yeah, you got a country that's got thousands of nukes. Okay, they're outgunned. Period. The end. I know Iran and Russia have a good relationship. I guess Iran is now providing drones to the Russian military, something like that. I don't know. But I'm sorry. Last in the world is we need to get involved with is another war. So Biden's willing to go to war to keep nukes away from Iran. I'm just saying. Do you think Russia wants Iran to have nukes? I think China wants them to have nukes. See, any of the neighbors want Iran to have nukes? Probably not. And guess what? It's their frickin' neighborhood. It's their neighborhood. You handle it. You handle it. Let them handle it. Let Israel handle it. Why does everything have to be our business? I don't get it. Anyway, we mentioned this yesterday on the program. And again, I'm getting word from sources that weapons, missiles, various different things that are being provided to Ukraine are being sold on the black market. Here we go today. Europol warned that smuggling of weapons from Ukrainian battlefield to the black market has already begun. Yep. And get this. This doesn't make any sense. This makes any sense. Okay. U.S. defense officials admitted that they had almost zero ability to track weapons they hand out to Ukrainian forces. Let me tell you something. That's freaking bullshit. Okay? That's a load of bull. You can go, and I'm going to buy them. I'm going to buy them because we're going on vacation. I'm going to go buy the Apple AirTags, and I'm going to put them in our luggage. Now, again, I'm going to Greece, and they're not having any problems with their airports or luggage or anything like that. Knock on wood. But people, Heathrow and other parts of Europe, they can't handle anything at this point in time. So I'm getting these little AirTags. If you're not familiar with what they are, it's kind of like a Find My iPhone feature. You put a little tag. It's about this big. You put it in there, and it tracks it everywhere. Tracks it. You know where it is. The people, they have keychains. We're an AirTag. You lose your keys a lot. You know what? You can just look on your phone. Where's my keys? You mean to tell me? And these are things that we can buy. We can buy at the Apple Store. You can get on Amazon. You mean to tell me the military and the defense contractors can't even miniaturize these things and stick one in each and every weapon? Each and every weapon that's out there? Of course they can. But why would they? Why would they? Listen, you're in the weapons business. You want to sell as many weapons as possible, right? Any business, you want to sell a lot. So you know what? Yeah, you send a bunch of weapons over. United States government taxpayers buy a bunch of guns, send them over to Ukraine, and a lot of them end up on the black market. What do you care? They're going to just buy more of your guns and send them over there. That's your business. That's what they do. Am I wrong? It's just not the first time this crap happens. It happens all the time. That happened in Syria. Some international publications have already noted parallels to Syria, given it was long ago documented that U.S. coalition weapons were found in ISIS and Al-Qaeda hands in ample supply after the West's covert program to arm the anti-Assad insurgency. Oh, there's a surprise. I remember I talked about this. This is a couple of years ago, I think. The weapons, open air weapons market in Yemen. And you can go there and you can see all the hardware produced by American defense manufacturers. Hey, well, we didn't give a shit about the stuff that we had in Afghanistan. We left it there for the Taliban. Hey, it's amazing to me. You get these people in this country that want to take away our weapons, but they want to just supply the entire world. Again, what a load of bunk. There's no way that you can track these weapons. Again, if I can buy an AirTag this big and hide it somewhere, I don't even need to hide it, for crying out loud. They have actually luggage tags where you stick it in there. You don't think that they have smaller versions, miniaturized, that you could stick inside one of these things? Nobody would know was there? Come on, man. Come on, go sell your BS somewhere else here. We're all stocked up. Issues in Italy right now. Again, it's not really making news. And again, it's important. There's concerns right now. There's some things happening right now in Europe because of the strength of the dollar. There is you get the credit default swaps in regards to some of the Southern European debt, Italian and Greek debt in particular. Mario Draghi submitted his resignation yesterday because he lost his coalition in governing. And there's one political party. It's called the Five Star Movement. It was actually started by a comedian, and it's grown. It's kind of splintered recently. They're trying to get back to their roots. But the Five Star Movement has been against, so part of his coalition has been against Draghi and Draghi's position on continuing to send more and more weapons to Ukraine. And so they're pulling away from that. Draghi didn't like it, blew his coalition, submitted his resignation yesterday. And as it turns out, his resignation was rejected. So we'll see what happens next. But this is a regular occurrence in Italy. They lose governments all the time, and then they have to have a snap election. You know what, guys? Friday. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy it. We'll see you again. Actually, program note. I'm no podcast till next Wednesday. Yeah, college tours with the young one. I got to do that. Watchdog on wallstreet.com. We'll see you.